Yes, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Well, it does seem very early to be talking about must-win games, but 2 weeks into the new season, it could be argued that is exactly where Manchester United are. Must-win territory as they host Burnley. 1 point from their opening 2 games, coupled with that stunning League Cup exit at the hands of fourth-tier opposition. Lovely piece of control from Mount, and again it's Mbeumo looking to be released, and he's in here. Mbeumo might hit it on the volley! The chances keep coming, and still they're not taken.
Literally 2 minutes ago said there's no taste of threatening behind Burnley, but it's starting to...
Whipped in by Fernandes, the header from Casemiro! Crossbar first off, then Dubravka, but the ball was in, and Manchester United get their breakthrough. It's been coming. On the front foot, Mbeumo immediately was making that run. It's a great first touch. Brian Mbeumo! Dubravka called upon again.
Stunning play in Bruno. How often?
He's got Mbeumo closest to him. Ahmad driving inside beyond. Mbeumo breaks back out to Ahmad!
So positive. It's in a wide position.
Mount with the set piece. And it's a good save from Dubravka. Lenny Yoro causing problems again, as he did at Craven Cottage.
He's done brilliantly to get his head on that.
Attacking force now just starting to come out of their shell. And he's got some space here now, Brun Larsen. Whizzes one across! There's the equaliser! Really well-constructed attack. Lyle Foster on the end of it. And Burnley are level. Came very open now, and it's Foster. He's through again. Foster! Flag goes up. How composed a player he looked in that situation.
But you just felt it with the change.
Here's Dallo looking for Mbeumo, perhaps. Brian Mbeumo! Burnley's parity did not last long. Mbeumo, having got his first Manchester United goal at Grimsby Town, has now scored in the Premier League for the first time for his new club. Honours for Walker there, great flick on at the front post, half cleared, and Shaw, and it's still not clear, and it is in the back of the net for the second time. Again a set piece, Jaden Antony gets his second goal in 2 games, and Burnley hit United once more. Ahmad again. Fernandes. Ahmad takes a tumble. With this one, he is adamant it should have been a penalty kick.
After review, Burnley 11 has a sustained pulling action on Man United 16. My final decision is yellow card and penalty.
Huge pressure on the shoulders of the United captain. Pressure that he deals with. And for the 3rd time this afternoon, Manchester United lead. Full-time whistle has been blown at Old Trafford.
Fans won't arrive back on the sandcoast until the small hours of tomorrow morning. What supporters do, if they've been served up, so this by way of excitement. It's resembled a sieve. Not quite so bad this time around. Here they come on the attack. Chance here, and there it's put wide. What a chance it was for Alejandro Garnacho. It should be 1-0. Manchester United. That was flicked on. Oh, and it's over the line, is it? Yes, it is. Southampton lead. Would you believe it? The bottom club in front of Old Trafford. And from a set-piece situation once again, it is a nightmare for Manchester United. No one saw this coming. Amorim. Fernandes. Driving run by him and a shot too, and it was that time a more comfortable save for Onana, but again Southampton and the team posing questions.
Well, I think having gone that...
This is Amorim, Sudimana getting past Yoro, a chance here, and Onana made a good save. It's Sugawara, blocked by Ugarte, and out by Mainu. And a real show there of talent from Hamilton, Sulemana and Anada, Xerxes. Ahmad. Blocked by Walker-Peters. Ahmad goes again! He scores some big goals! Ahmad delivers once again for Manchester United. In a time of real need here. That lifts the mood for Ruben Amorim. Set back to Eriksson. Back towards Ahmad! This boy is special. A comeback inspired by Ahmad. His injury issues too. He's going to be a mainstay of this club for many years ahead. And here he is again! With a hat-trick to cap a remarkable night at Old Trafford. Well, the nightmare there for Southampton, but pure joy for the young Ivorian. And it is Ahmad's night at Old Trafford. A remarkable comeback, crowned by the Ahmad hat-trick.
Kansas City, all over the USA, we welcome you. This is Manchester. And yes, today it is a caricature of itself, a stereotype, slate grey skies, thumping relentless rain, and wonderful emotional engagement in its football. Manchester United for sure need their clouds to part. Chelsea have yet to lose in the Premier League, but they haven't won on this ground for a long time. Earlier today, on by Sesko, it's Brian and Bruno! Sanchez has committed, and the referee has a big call to make. First and foremost, it's a free kick. And in addition, it is a red card for the Chelsea goalkeeper 4 minutes in. Mazraoui, down by Dorgu, in by Fernandes, and Manchester United are ahead. Perhaps today is the day the red season dawns.
Dig that cross out to the far post.
Reece James into the clouds. And not in by Casemiro out of chaos. Not too much pretty about that. But few in Old Trafford are waiting to worry. How they need it. In by Reece James, terrific header. And Chelsea, via Trevor Chalobah, have big interest into the last 10 minutes at Old Trafford.
No, it's slightly different position of delivery. It's another corner and it's another excellent ball in by
Manchester United, drenched and delirious. Ruben Amorim has his way in the driving rain. Manchester United thirsted for this.
Good evening, Jules. Hello again, everyone. So here come the players, and for Manchester United, it all comes down to this. And history tells you they don't always do it the easy way. Winning the season stays alive. Losing the long summer of discontent begins at Old Trafford. It's a chance to save the season, a chance to qualify for the Champions League, a chance to save face in many ways. It's a night where elimination is unthinkable, but based on recent results, eminently possible. Madrid, Mazraoui's found some space here for Bruno Fernandes. Nice take by Garnacho, pulled back, Ugarte! Well, that's a massive goal for Manchester United, scored by Manuel Ugarte, who doesn't get many for them by any stretch of the imagination, but the goal was put together quite brilliantly, and Onana went Dalot the runner this time as Maguire sends it forward and Dallow's in. Angles tight, Dalot scored! Well, he saved his goals this season for the Europa League, and right on the stroke of half-time, that feels massive for Manchester United. A second goal tonight, daylight on aggregate, and Diogo Dalot delivers. It's a good header in there by Casemiro, helped on, flicked on and in, and they've got a goal back, and it's Tolisso. And there was nothing that Onana could do about that. And with 20 minutes to go here at Old Trafford, Manchester United's lead cutting half, and Corentin Tolisso has just raised the stakes in here.
They kept getting the first contacts, didn't they?
Manages to find some room for the cross, and Maitland-Niles is coming in. There's the chance as he saved it. It's going to be in. It is. It's Lacazette, and Manchester United's lead is gone, and it's gone in 6 minutes. Hardly any emotion from Paulo Fonseca. Applause from the Nemanja Matic, and the Lyon players celebrating. Onana kept the first one out, but he could do nothing about Lacazette's finish. Here's Lenny Yoro, and now Mason Mount. Yoro's carried on running and just had his...
It's off, got to go.
Yeah. Tolisso, they're going down to 10, good spot, Robbie. Second yellow, and one of the Lyon goal scorers sent off, Corentin Tolisso. Run by Tagliafico, that's a nice layoff to Malik Fofana, who's running at Harry Maguire and skipping in. Dalot got there, Cherki, chance, goal! And the 10 men of Lyon have come back to lead Manchester United in extra time at Old Trafford. And Rayan Cherki, who scored late last week in the first leg, has just rifled that past Onana. The Lyon fans have gone mad. Casemiro, that's a sloppy ball. Lacazette, Fofana coming through, he's gone over. Penalty. It's a penalty. And Luke Shaw, who's hardly played this season, concedes it. And it's going from bad to worse here for Manchester United. They're falling apart at the seams. So Lacazette versus Onana. Little stutter step, clinical. And they're so close to a semi-final now, Lyon. They've come back from nowhere. And they've scored 4 unanswered goals at Old Trafford. And they've scored 2 of them. I think it was Casemiro, Mainu. Casemiro with a chance, he's gone over. Referee says no penalty. Bruno Fernandes convinced it should be. Casemiro still down in the 6-yard box. There was a crowd of players there.
There you go, he's made the decision.
Here we go. Penalty. A lifeline for Manchester United. In the Europa League, and he has to score here. Manchester United's captain has to score. Old Trafford holds its breath. Bruno Fernandes delivers! And Manchester United are back in it. And there's plenty of time left. 7 minutes or so against the 10 men of Lyon. And there's belief back inside the stadium.
Oh, there's people coming back into the stadium.
There's going to be 5 minutes added on. Here's Casemiro, lifted in. Kobbie Mainoo takes his time. Let's just break for a second to remember there might be penalties yet. Here's Casemiro.
Maguire!
Into Maguire!
I told you! On the bench! Oh, look!
The crowd on the pitch! Harry Maguire's just scored! And Manchester United are heading to the semi-finals on one of the most remarkable nights this stadium's ever seen in Europe.
Thanks, Steve. Welcome, everybody. A familiar and historically successful fixture, this, for Manchester United. They've beaten Everton more often. Bruno Fernandes to take it, trying something different. Rashford hits it, and it finds a way through, deflecting in off Jared Branthwaite. And Manchester United in front in their first home game in the Premier League under Ruben Amorim. Bit of fortune about it, but they've got their goal.
No, they have got their goal.
They're 6 points worse off than they were at this stage last season going into today. Chelsea 6 points better off. Now that's well won back, and it's going to fall favourably here for Bruno Fernandes. Xerxes stretching, will turn in Manchester United's second goal. And they double their lead before the break. Joshua Xerxes on his return to the starting lineup is there to score for the first time since the opening day when he's... We shall see. Manchester United, though, were enjoying themselves at the end of that first half. And they are immediately on the front foot with Ahmad here in towards Rashford for 3-0. Just over 20 seconds into the second half. And Marcus Rashford has his second goal of the game. And Manchester United are almost out of sight. Incredible.
Rampant.
Kowski under pressure and dispossessed by Ahmad, who has Xerxes in support. Slips in Joshua Xerxes. 4-0 Manchester United. And they're making a real statement at the start of Ruben Amorim's reign at Old Trafford. Well, 2 for Rashford today, and now 2 for Joshua Xerxes, and they're out of sight.
Yeah, they are, they're gone.
There goes the full-time whistle, putting an end to the punishment applied by Ruben Amorim's Manchester United on Everton.
We're in the northwest of England at the home of the 13-time Premier League winners, the home of Manchester United. This is Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams. Man, here come Manchester United, 5 up in this attack. A man to take it on, pushed away by Roofs. Mbeumo. He's rolled that in nicely to Mount. And Manchester United take the lead inside 8 minutes. Terrific finish from Mason Mount, his first of the season. Exactly what he wanted. Dalot. Mount into Bruno Fernandes, who tries to place it. Oh, tipped onto the crossbar and then headed wide. Ahmad was in the thick of it on the follow-up. Brilliant save from Roofs. Rain tumbling down again here at Old Trafford. Ahmad to Mbeumo to take it on. Pushed away by Roofs again. Well, it's an onslaught down that right-hand side from Manchester United. Throws, but they're very much back in fashion at the moment, aren't they? And why not? Šeško makes it 2. Calamitous defending this time from Sunderland. They're looking at each other, wondering how... Threaded through nicely by Siddiqui, and it's brilliantly taken by Mayenda. And Mayenda squares it, and a chance for Talbi. And Lemens is in the way. Well, the 50th game in charge of Manchester United for Ruben Amorim, and so many positives to take from this.
Athletic Club need a footballing miracle tonight, and it's a night where they need players to go above and beyond for the cause. One thing is certain, they have to score the first goal here tonight. Robert, you've been with Manchester United every step of the way in this. He's going to hit one straight at Lenny Yoro. Now Yari Gizar with a chance to goal. That's brilliant. What a goal! Mikel Yari Gizar with an absolute beauty into the top corner, and there's pandemonium now among the Bilbao supporters. Well, there's a turn-up. Oh, lovely turn by Look at the smile on the face of Mason Mount. Is that the goal to send Manchester United to Bilbao for the Europa League final? He's had such a difficult time at this club, so many injury problems, but he's come up big when Manchester United need. Free kick taken by Fernandes, and Clark's got him in! And as the crowd was singing, Casemiro put it in the net. What did he do? Dorgu. Ahmad. Pulls it through! Holland! Why not get the selfie for posterity? Because Rasmus Højlund has just scored in the European semi-final. This competition certainly is something to build on. Mount's got the goal! He scored it! Messi! Look at his face! And what a way to put the exclamation point! The full-time whistle. And Manchester United and Ruben Amorim are heading to Bilbao for the Europa League final. And they've got Mason Mount to thank for an outstanding cameo. Manchester United changes from Arsenal at the weekend. The headline, what a night it is for the teenager Aidan Heaven. He's played well enough to get a start tonight. And he becomes the second youngest starter in either the Europa League or the Champions League for Manchester United in the early stages. Elistondo with the cross! And that was a vital piece of defending in there by De Ligt. I think the referee spotted an infringement in there. It's Oyarzabal who's down, the captain of Real Sociedad, but this was danger, Robbie. Well, it's being checked.
That for me is a penalty.
Yeah, it's being checked. It's a penalty. It's a penalty to Real Sociedad inside the opening 9 minutes. Lyon tonight at Old Trafford, a ground that was gripped with tension at kick-off. And he's so cool, and just side-foots the ball into the opposite corner to where Onana was diving. And Real Sociedad hit the front in this Europa League game.
The scores he was saying.
Swept on by Casemiro, fantastic ball. It's Bruno Fernandes. Rasmus Højlund has saved it! What a stop that is from Ramiro.
Penalty, isn't it?
The referee's given a penalty for the challenge on Højlund. What a start to this match. A penalty for Sociedad. And now after the save from Ramiro, a penalty given to Manchester United. It's Fernandes against Ramiro. And he's as cool as you like. The coolest man in Old Trafford. The Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes. And the Real Sociedad lead wiped out in the play. Højlund, taxi shot! Good save. Coming in now, Dorgu, over he goes. Referee says, penalty! Took his time. Took his time. Had a long think about it. Points to the penalty spot for the third time tonight. Will he go the same way? Will he change anything? He's up against Alejandro Ramiro. And the captain delivers in fine style again. Bruno Fernandes with another brilliant penalty. Manchester United lead 2-1 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate. And they're moving closer. Back with Dalot now, look at the space for Garnacho, 2v2, with others in red arriving. Garnacho on the run, Bruno Fernandes is in. Is this his moment? Bruno Fernandes! It's a captain's performance on a massive European night for Manchester United. And when they needed their talisman to deliver, Bruno Fernandes scores a hat-trick and Manchester United are through. Lovely bit of skill from Rasmus Højlund. Pulled back, Dalot! 4-1. And that puts the seal on an excellent Manchester United performance and something they so badly needed.
Højlund getting the congratulations. Good little bit of skill. Dalot, the right wing back.
The full-time whistle, and there it is. An embrace between the two coaches, but Ruben Amorim will be the one celebrating tonight. Big night, biggest.
You run, you know where the ball is going to get delivered.
Onana in a tumble. It's going to be a tap-in for Ipswich. Dorgu is nowhere. It's run into the net by Philogene. And Ipswich have gone and scored at Old Trafford in the opening minutes. Add that to the catalogue of errors from the goalkeeper. Bruno Fernandes at pace. A great ball. Manchester United's set piece pays off perfectly. Zirkzee went for it. He's not claiming it. All the hard work was done with the quality from Bruno Fernandes. A huge sigh of relief all around Old Trafford. Warning. puts height on this one. Palmer can't get through the crowd, has to get down and block it on the line. Delot, second time, Delot will turn it in, and Manchester United have turned it round in just, what, 3-4 minutes. They go in front 2-1.
O'Shea to Tuanzebe.
Dorgu snapping in. Bit of a payback, that one, for the challenge. 2 yards down the field, maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Oh, I tell you what, that for me is a red card. I've got no idea why it's taken this long. That is a red card all day, every day. A low block. I'm sure Ipswich wouldn't have come across that many times in the Premier League. This.
Oh, it's a great looking ball. It's gone right through. Onana. Philogene lifted it in there. Delot went for it. The ball went on its merry way to the net, and Ipswich Town have levelled it at 2-2. Problem for Palmer and Ipswich. And again, Maguire does it. That's better than they could have hoped for at the start of this second half. Manchester United are back in front. It's all over. Manchester United win, but what a way to get it done. Only the 5th Premier League win for Amorim.